During a car trip, Maria stopped to rest after she traveled half of the distance to her destination. She stopped again after she traveled one-fourth of the distance remaining between her first stop and her destination. And then she drove the remaining 120 miles to her destination. What was the total distance in miles from Maria's starting point to her destination? This is a typical GMAT style problem. And I'm going to solve this problem visually because this is an arithmetic problem. There is no need to use a variable. You should be able to solve it conceptually. And what pictures do for me and for others is that it helps me communicate my ideas. You can write a bunch of symbols and that's fine. If you understand what's going on, you're fine. But if you're trying to explain it to somebody else, it may not work. So I'll draw a picture to describe my thinking. So here I have a picture. This is the starting point, this is the destination, this is halfway, and we're going to write half and half right here. So it kind of makes sense. Maria stopped halfway. Now this part is kind of crucial. She stopped again after she traveled one-fourth of the distance remaining between the first stop and her destination. So basically she stopped when it was about one-fourth of this part, not the whole, one-fourth of this much. So I'm going to take this part, cut into 4 equal pieces, and I'm going to do the same with this part because in fractions it's a good idea to keep everything the same size. So if she stopped one-fourth of this distance a second time, this is her second stop, this is her first stop, okay, so let's see, second, first. So according to the question, that finally she drove 120 miles. So this must represent 120. That tells me 3 of these little chunks represent 120. So each chunk would represent 120 divided by 3 is equal to 40 miles. Well, if each chunk is 40 miles, her entire trip is comprised of 8 chunks. So her entire trip should be 40 times 8 equal to 320 miles. And that's my answer, 320 miles.